Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Word Talk. I am your host, Trina Freeman, and I am here today with a very, very special guest. I've been trying to get her on, and she is here today. We are here with my sister, Clarissa Gibson. She
Hello.
is the founder of Save Soul Clothing. She is a designer. She is a multitasker. I've deemed her she is a real social media personality. She is the queen of design and she is the mother of originality. She
Oh.
is a big multitasker. There's nothing that this girl can't do. So Risa, thank you for joining me today. As always, I'd like to ask the guests to just share a little bit about yourself, anything you'd like them to know.
Thank you for having me. I just do what it is that I love to do, what I think I was put here to do. So anything that I am like able to make with my hands, I do it. So other than that, I'm a wife, a mother, and a lover of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
That's
Well,
it.
let me tell y'all, she designs clothing. You see her workshop back there, her lab. She cooks. She
I
plants.
mean,
Well,
cooks.
you be making them good
I
dishes.
make pretty. I post pretty pictures.
Okay, you telling on yourself.
Let's be honest.
But she creates not only designs, clothing designs, but she creates different decorations. She plays the guitar. We won't talk about that much tonight, but she plays the guitar. She plays instruments, and she's just a multitasker. But the biggest thing she is known for is her designs. She now has a new show, online show. It's called Live, Love, Risa. So check her out when you get a moment. I wanted to show it tonight, but I'll edit the video and plug it in. But
Okay.
tonight, she is going to teach me. Ta-da! Wait, she's going to teach me how to do a dart. No, I don't know how
Yes.
to do a dart. So don't talk about me. But while we're doing that, we're just going to chat with Risa. Risa, you take it over. I am ready whenever you are. I'll control the conversation. You control the lesson. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, ready whenever you are.
Okay, so um, we're going to start with something that is very simple. A dart
Okay.
is something that you would put in a skirt, in a blouse, just to cinch it in I guess your waist area, an area where you may be smaller than the size of the item. So if you buy a size 18 skirt, but your waist is not a size 18 waist, then you would need to
Mm-hmm.
take that in the waist. And this is a
Mm-hmm.
way that you can do this by hand, um, very quick and easy. So I have a skirt back here. Let's see. Bring it a little bit closer so you all can see. So this is my model. And as you can
Does she
see,
have a name?
she does not. Her skirt is hanging off. So if this were on your body,
Uh-huh.
I would, oh, you know what? Let's put it on inside out.
Okay. So,
That's
how
it.
did you start designing? How did you, first of all, how did you start sewing? And then, what threw you into designing your own clothing?
My my mother sews. Her mother sewed. And
Wow.
so my mother went to school for fashion merchandising. And if
Wow.
you're a fashion merchandising student, you have to take a fashion design class. It's just
Uh-huh.
something that they require because you have to know, you have to have some basic knowledge of
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. And so when my mother was in those classes, she would have to sketch and put together outfits. And so she would do that. And then while she moved on to the next sketch, she would make me color. So I was just there coloring.
What?
And then she went on to sew and have a bridal shop and all those things. And so she would always just have me doing little stuff, buttons and, you know, fixing little things, hooks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then when I was in my early 20s, I started clubbing. And
Didn't
my
we all?
and my mother would make our outfits to go out to the club, but there are a lot of
What?
us, a lot of sisters and stuff like that. So rather than waiting in line until she could get around to my outfit, I decided I was going to make my own, and so I started sewing.
What?
Yes.
I never had the well, I always had my own style. I was always unique from everybody, and I didn't like you know how in school everybody would kind of wear the same thing. You had the same style. I
Mm-hmm.
always liked to be different, but I never had the courage to really do what I wanted to do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, even back in the 80s when we were in school, I wanted to cut up clothes and, sew them together, different things. I just didn't have the courage. I guess I didn't have the
Yeah.
confidence within myself. But I think there is something very special in being able to do that
Mm-hmm.
because I do now, I believe in that part of expressing yourself because I believe you should be able to look the way you want to look. You
Yeah.
may not look like the way I look. Like I like conservative dressing, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I like funky dressing, and then I
Mm-hmm.
like sexy, conservative, sexy dressing,
Mm-hmm.
so you have a right to your own look. I just believe in being age appropriate. And some people may say there's no such thing as age appropriation when it comes to clothes, but I do believe there's something called age appropriation when it comes to clothing. That's just
Mm-hmm.
me. And size I believe you believe what Monique said. She said you can wear anything, a plus size woman. I'm plus size. So she said a plus size woman can wear anything she wants to as long as she has the right garments
The
and
right garments, undergarment.
undergarments.
Okay.
Yeah, undergarments. And I believe in that because we have just a little bit, more than
Mm-hmm.
other ladies.
Yeah.
But these
I
sisters
think
out
I,
here,
well,
hmm?
I would say I do agree with that. But then I say, who's to say what's the right undergarment? you know,
I think what she
like
was,
if you were a young girl and let's say
yeah,
stuff is standing up where
yeah,
it should at that age,
yeah.
people don't mind seeing you walk around
She don't
in
need
your
no
nipples
undergarments
showing,
either.
right, or your cheeks hanging out. Some
Yeah,
people do, but the
yeah,
majority and what the world would say is acceptable is like,
yeah.
they're young, they can do that. And
And
when
I
you're
believe,
older, if you still got
yeah,
nipples and cheeks to hang out.
yeah. I believe at the time she was talking to maybe more
Mm.
women her age because she had a little show at that time. She was doing
Mm-hmm.
some kind of runway show or something like that. But I just believe in being age appropriate. I like
Yeah.
being funky, but I have a daughter, so I like being age appropriate. But even still at 50 years old, I want to push, the limits sometimes. Sometimes I want
Mm-hmm.
to do something like cut off my jeans and rip them up and stuff. And
Do
the
that.
reason I want to, Risa, but the reason I don't is like they're gonna get messed up. I gotta keep them neat.
Oh.
Because the conservative side comes out. It's like you got to keep those conservative. But you know what? I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to take a pair of jeans and I'm going to do what I want to do with them.
You absolutely should.
I have always had. I wanted to make. I had a idea for some jeans for summer. I wanted to take a pair of jeans and I just wanted to run some ribbon, like crisscross up the front
Mm-hmm.
and put a bow at the top. I thought that would have been so cute.
Do
Do it.
it. Why not?
I don't know. Isn't it amazing though how some people like yourself, you're so free with being able to do something like that. But somebody like me, it's like, I can't do it. I can't
I'm
ruin the
free in
clothing. I
something
can't
like
change
that,
the
but
look.
working to be free in so many other areas.
Right, right. Which
Mm-hmm.
brings us into our belief. We're both believers of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So how have you brought those two together? Your design life and your life as a believer.
Um. Well, I'll just say that accept learning to accept that this might sound weird. Learning to accept that this is my gift to
Mhm.
do with it what I choose.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, what I choose.
It does not sound
Not
weird at
what other
all.
people think I should do or
Yeah.
make or yeah, he gave it to me for a reason.
Yes. Because
Knowing, go
if you
ahead.
did it like other people, then it wouldn't be you wouldn't be displaying your creativity, that gift that he gave you.
Right. hmm
Yeah.
And so there were times where I just struggled just like within my own self, my
Mhm.
identity as far as a designer. Well, what do I make? Because what sells is sometimes very different from my aesthetic, you know?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I would see something that I thought was cute and I would make that. And I see something else that I thought was nice and I would make that. And then I was all over the place. And
Mhm.
I've taken, and I'm still taking a lot of time to
Mhm.
really to create just a real, for myself, language around who I am as a designer, and
Mhm.
also to own whatever my style is
Yeah.
and stick with that. And whoever is attracted to that style will come, and that will be my clientele.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you look at your designs? When you look at, especially when somebody's wearing it. I know skirt your shirt skirt
Mhm.
just took off. How did you feel when you saw women just walking around wearing your skirt?
I mean, it's a good feeling to know that I just had an idea and people gravitated towards it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. It's a step in the direction of confidence.
That piece
Yeah.
that piece is universal because you can wear it anytime you want, any season, I think.
hmm I agree.
All right, we're gonna get started with the decoration because I mean the demonstration because I'll have you talking all day. And she said she had 30 minutes to give me, so I wanna make sure I treat her right so she come back.
Okay. So I pinned it on one side because this skirt is just really too big for this mannequin. So I
Uh-huh.
pinned it all the way down on one side
Mhm.
just so I'd get a little bit more of a fit. So
Mhm.
as you can see, it's still big.
Mhm.
So what you would do in a dart is you typically want to have two.
Okay.
So you see these lines right here on the
Mhm.
mannequin? Well, you wouldn't have that on your body, but you just want them to be even as far as like in the same position on each side of the garment.
Let me ask you this: on a woman, would those lines be in line with the nippleish area? Like would they?
There are some on the front, yes.
Okay. Okay.
They're called princess seams, and so you have the
Okay.
same
Mm,
lines on the back.
mm, okay.
But so on your body, you would just make sure like there's a center seam here in the skirt. I'm just gonna go here and here and pinch it and make it fit. Okay.
Mhm.
Now if I was doing this on a person's body, I would just grab here, pinch it, make it fit, and then once I get it off of her body, I would use this center seam as a guide and say, okay, this is 2 inches, and I would just make sure that this is 2 inches to make sure that it's even.
Oh
Okay, because
wow.
it's kind of hard to gauge when it's on someone's body.
Right.
So I'm gonna pin one side. So I'm gonna take a pin, and I have the skirt on inside out
Okay.
so that I can pin it and not have to move these pins once I get it off of her body.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get closer. So the thing with the dart is you you want it to kind of taper into a point.
Okay.
So do you see how I pinned that? I pinned that.
Mhm.
It goes in. This is like the
Mhm.
shape of her butt, and then it comes
Mhm.
out to a point.
Mhm.
And then we'll do the same thing on this side.
I really wasn't prepared. I didn't know I was supposed to bring pins. I should ask more questions. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like a half of a cone, sort of say.
half of a cone, you said?
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
the yeah.
Yes. Now, if you were doing this, let's say if this was a full dress,
Mhm.
then the dart would start up here at a point,
Mhm.
go in, and then come back out to a point.
Oh,
If
to
that
create
makes
that
sense.
silhouette.
Yeah. So you could
Mhm.
see how it starts here, kind of wide, and
Mhm.
then it goes very narrow.
Mhm.
And it would be the same thing here if it were a dress or a top.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have the pins in, and while it's here on the mannequin, I would take it off to do it. But
Mhm.
just because I can't move the camera around that much, I'm gonna try
Mhm.
to do it on the mannequin.
Okay.
So I got my needle with my there we go, with my thread in it, and I have a knot at the end. Do you have a knot at the end?
I do. You can't see mine, but yeah, I do.
Okay.
At least I thought I did. Wait, it came loose. But you go ahead.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna start here at the very bottom. See if I can get any closer.
I should have bought
Mm.
some thicker thread.
Mhm.
Now, is there a certain thread for certain materials?
I mean, the standard cotton thread is good. There are different threads, but like if you're doing embroidery or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't know anything about that. So let's see. I'm just
Does
gonna slide
everybody
this.
expect you to know everything about
Uh huh.
materials and designs and
Uh huh. And I don't.
all
So
right, I'm ready.
I'm starting right down here where my pin, the end of my pin, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna take like the smallest little prick. I'm gonna go in and come out with the needle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using white thread in hopes that you'll be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I could take this pin out, you might be able to see better. Let's see. So you see my knot is here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a little
Okay.
gap in where it comes out.
Okay.
So I went up about, I mean, maybe an eighth or eighth of an inch,
Okay.
16th of an inch, and then I came out of the fabric.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take this needle, and this is called a back stitch. Back
I've heard
stitch?
of that.
Sure. That's what's coming to mind right now. Now I'm not going to move forward. I'm going to come back to
Mm-hmm.
my knot. It's so small. I'm
I
still
see it
trying to
though.
get,
We can
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, so we're closing up that little gap in between the two of them.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to the knot, go in again, and then come out a little bit in front of. I can't say. Okay.
So when you turn it over, you're not going to see like that. You're not going to see like a gap between the
You should
like a
not.
little
So,
hole.
right,
Okay.
you're making small stitches, and then you're going back and closing in the gaps
Got
in
it.
between. And if you're using a thread that matches, you shouldn't be able to see that
Got it. Okay.
too much. Okay, so it's really just about, I mean, it's literally you're just stitching backwards. You take your needle back, you bring it up in front of the last stitch.
Oh, take your needle back and bring it up
Hmm.
in front of the
And in front
last.
of the last stitch. So
Oh.
every time you make that little gap, you go back and close it. You come in real close
Ah,
to
get
where.
down.
And so while
Look
you're
at
doing
that.
this, we should have probably just started with just the back stitch. While you're doing this, you're also angling your stitch out
Okay.
so that we're gonna go straight along this pin line. That's what I mean by angling out.
Back.
Wear your glasses, girl.
You gonna call me out like that?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? My prescription has changed. I can't see. I
Oh
guess I'm
no.
what, farsighted because I can't see with my glasses that I
Oh,
used to
okay.
use.
Yeah.
I can't use the readers anymore.
Okay. So right now I'm doing this stitch a little bit bigger so you can see it. Like
Okay.
if this was like if I, this would be best on the machine. But if you
Okay.
don't have one, you can sit down and take your time in front of the TV, do very, very small stitches. But I'm
Okay.
doing it larger so you can see.
Okay.
So you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. And then you see the gap in between the last stitch and this one. Now I'm just going to go back and close it. And then bring my needle up in front. And you just keep doing that, going in that direction, following your pin line. And also, if you're working on the inside of the fabric, like I can visually just follow that invisible line.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's difficult, you can always use chalk or a pen or a color pencil. Sometimes work to
Yeah,
draw
I
that
would need a
line if you need
guide.
to follow it. Mm-hmm.
I would definitely need a guide because I think I'm sewing in the same place over and over, and my thread is
Is tangling up.
no, it's not tangling. My
Okay.
stitches are slanted.
Okay.
I think I'm just trying to be too professional, but I am going to practice and
Good.
get me some pins because I have a lot of shirts. The reason I asked Risa to do this is because I have a lot of shirts. I think I have to buy, sometimes I have to buy shirts a size larger so they'll fit my arms because my arms
Mm-hmm.
are so long. I
Yeah.
have to buy the size larger to get some length.
Yeah.
And so
It,
then the shirt is just like
too big in the
baggy. It
waist.
just has
Mm-hmm.
no shape.
You'd be surprised at how many people have similar issues. I have to buy my pants bigger to fit my waist.
Hmm.
But then I don't have the hips or butt to fill out the hips and butt of the pants.
Hmm.
So I do something similar on the sides of jeans and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So you should end up with something that looks, yeah, like a half of a triangle, half of a cone.
I don't think I'm doing it right now, but that's why I have a video. I'm gonna come back and
Right, right. And then if you need more clarification or just to see a back stitch a little bit slower and maybe a little bit closer, there are links on my, let's see. This is, I see. Is it red thread you're using?
uh-uh.
It's
Black.
dark. Okay. Yeah, you're going in the right direction. You're doing good for the first time with
Yeah.
not having ever done this before.
The last time I sewed was in 8th grade.
Oh,
We were making a pair of shorts. I never finished my shorts.
really? It's crazy that they started with shorts. We did a pillow when I was in eighth grade.
Really?
Hmm.
I think sewing is relaxing, but I think when you're designing when you're designing your own thing, that has to be fun. Is it?
It is, and so much so that I kind of get bored after I've done one. I don't
Really?
do any. Yes, I do. Um.
I was just thinking, I think people like me are afraid to really step out. I don't know if it's because of my size, but I think I'm afraid to really step out because I don't want to be noticed too much. Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
It absolutely does.
Like when I was coming on, I had on a different jacket and it was kind of like really flashy. I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be blingy today. And then I took it
Okay.
off. I was like, nah, let me put on something more conservative.
No. I
But I
mean,
thought it was pretty.
I get that. I went through a time where I was very much, I would get dressed here in the house, and I think I have trouble with styling. Like, I could make something
Uh-huh.
that is my style, but to go
Uh-huh.
into a store and put together two or three pieces and make it
Yeah.
my style,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
struggled with. So I would get dressed at home and feel good, and then step out the front door and feel like a spotlight was on me, like, and not in a good way, like, oh no, like, what am I doing?
Oh.
And so I think with, like, just like with anything else, just practice. Like, that sounds crazy, but you
Yeah.
have to study it, like,
Yeah.
if you think that your issue is you feel uncomfortable because of your size, then find people that are similar to your stature, your
Yeah.
build, that are, that style themselves well.
Yeah.
Now, they may not have your particular style,
Right.
but there might be concepts that they use as far as like balance and color and
Yeah.
cut that you can draw from. And you can also draw from, people that are not your size. And it's like a trial and error, and what you feel good in. Like, I've
Right.
just come to the realization, like, I like sweatpants, and I'm gonna wear them
Right.
in a
But
fashionable way.
Risa, see, some people are like you. No matter what you put on, when you bring it together, you look good. Like you can
Girl,
put on a pair of
no, you should have seen
sweatpants
me
and be
in. You
like,
should have saw me at the
"Dang,
grocery store today. I did not look good.
that's what you say."
No, I really didn't. But I was. The one thing is I have come to not care as much what
Yeah.
people care
Yeah.
see me as, because I know I do clean up well when I need to.
Yeah.
Come a little closer, let me see. Yes, I see it.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
see, I do worry sometimes. Not, I'm not one to worry about what people think of me,
Mm-hmm.
but because I'm tall and I'm plus size now,
Yeah.
it's very easy to see me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm kind of like I have to be careful. I want to put on what people like when I should be dressing for myself
Yeah.
and not so much for other people. And when it
Right.
comes down to it, that's what it is. I'm worried about what people are going to say about what I have on for my
Mm-hmm.
height and my size.
Girl, people gonna say something.
Yeah. They're going to talk about you whether you look good or whether
Mm-hmm.
you look bad. They're
Yeah.
going to
Hey,
have something to say.
everybody don't be feeling my style. I'm sure of it.
I
You know.
like your style. I
Well, thank you.
definitely like your style. I like the funkiness about it. And then, ooh, the pictures that I used on the
Flyer.
flyer. I
Mm-hmm.
love that picture.
Thank
I'm
you.
really a fan. I love that picture.
Okay, so look here. You see, that's done. It's
Yes.
very
I didn't finish
close
mine, but I'm
together.
on the right
That's
track.
okay.
Wait. Yours
But
is really
now,
neat.
thank you. I'm gonna take it off. We're gonna turn it over and look at the other side.
Okay.
We might be able to see the white threads, but
You can see mine a little
if it
bit
were
because I didn't
black,
finish.
of course, it would be a little less visible. I didn't pull too tight when I got here at the elastic, but you can see down here. Let's
Ah.
see. This
So
camera
that
is bad.
first stitch is very important.
What? Say
Yeah.
that again.
That first stitch
Mm-hmm.
is very important.
Yeah, it's important that you just grab the edge.
I didn't.
Otherwise, you're gonna wear it and it's gonna poke out just like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
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 So very small until you can get to the widest part.
I enjoyed this, Risa. That is so cool.
Thank you. Um. Oh, yeah. That's why I got a couple of holes in here. I think I didn't go all the way through on some parts, but
This
yeah,
has
you can.
inspired me.
You gonna do some mending?
Well, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do those jeans. And here she comes. Wait, mommy's online. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do those jeans I wanted to do for summer. She just busted in the door with her nice
Okay.
clothes on. I'm gonna go back and do those jeans that I wanted to do for her. So I'm gonna need some help on that because do I just cut slits in the jeans to run the? Because I want the ribbon to be able to show. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want it to look raggedy. But this has inspired me using this. Wait, Sammy, it's relaxing
Mm-hmm.
and it's relaxing. My audience knows that Summer is on the spectrum and
Yeah.
she wants to get in front of the camera now, but she's not dressed. But it's relaxing and just doing this small demonstration. um I can do this. Seeing
Yeah.
what I did with this shirt, if I really put some effort to it and really watch the video, I can do some things with my own clothes, especially make those darts because when I wear my shirts, I just feel like a grandma and I don't want to feel like that, you
Right.
know? I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to feel like that.
And
So
that's a
Risa,
quick, easy fix.
what are the what are some last words you have to say to our guests? Anything. I allow my guests to say whatever they feel to inspire the audience, just something to encourage them.
Um, I think, well, where I am right now, I am in a place where I am really learning to listen to my own voice. Um, I think I spend a lot of time angry and resentful to other people because I feel like as someone who is an introvert and also quiet and shy, um, my no sometimes doesn't, or I feel like it doesn't have much weight with people, like they see it as a challenge, like they want to, I don't know, change my mind. And so, also as a people pleaser, then I would just give in to make people happy. And then I was angry with myself for so many years. And so I am working on saying no. And I think it's important just to heed your own voice. I think, like, when you think about the scripture about self control is also listening to yourself, that you're not easily swayed, manipulated, whatever, to do, what someone else is requesting of you. So I would just say, learn your own voice and listen to your own voice. I mean, along with listen to God's voice, but don't let someone else's voice be God's voice for you. And that's it. I can't hear you.
That was a whole sermon right there. Don't
Yeah.
let somebody else's voice be God's voice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Risa, you have a real ministry. You really inspire people. I don't know if you really know that, but you really inspire people. You really inspire people to be their best. Some of you can't be on camera. You really inspire people to be their best. And you see it back there getting in the.
Yeah.
You really inspire people to be their best. And I'm not just saying that when because I'm on here, but I'm really gonna go and think about it because not think about it. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna do it
Good.
because I think that's a part of being whole, being able to express yourself and being able to be who you want to be in every day in everything that you do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to do it and
Amazing.
I'm going to do by my birthday, March 7th. Give me until
Okay.
March 7th to design something for myself
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to show you. But
Okay.
thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Reese. I've been asking you to do this for a long time. And wasn't
Mm-hmm.
it easy? Yes, it was. This was easy. It was so much fun.
I
It's
enjoyed it.
fun getting on here talking and you're really, really great and you're really a great teacher
Well,
doing these
thank you.
demonstrations. Yeah, so it'd be nice if you could come back sometime and just
Mm.
do a quick demonstration. You can come back anytime you want to, if you just want to do a demonstration or what have you. But you are a true blessing, and I'm telling you, people watch you, and like I said, I am a true fan. I watch your videos and I watch what you're doing, and I'm always in awe because you're just so talented. People aren't telling you that just to blow smoke. I mean, you're really a talented person.
Thank you so much. I
So I
appreciate
love
that. I
you.
always am just grateful for how you promote and share everything that I'm doing. There's not a
Definitely.
lot out there that do that. So thank you for
Definitely.
always being in my corner.
It's quality, and I know what kind of person you are. That's the first thing, but it's quality work and it's good stuff. And your videos, I love your videos. I just love your videos. They're so happy. And you're a great videographer. I mean, to do those videos the way you do them and you get them done in just enough amount of time.
Mm. Well,
Well,
thank
I'm
you
not
so
gonna
much.
hold you any longer. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I have to go watch Janet's documentary.
Oh.
But Risa, thank you again so much from the bottom of my heart.
All right. Thank you.
So until next time, y'all, catch us on Word Talk Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Love y'all, and I will see y'all next week.